Tonight we get into your questions, my questions, and Jason Abbot and Victor Andrade drop in to help us with Roost or Endo. You really need to listen to the show. Welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. That means it's Tuesday night. That means that we're live because that's pretty much the only way we do this show at the moment. Matt, how's the button pushing going?
Good.
Tech Talk Taco Tuesday is the show where we talk about motorcycle and motorcycle-related products. My name is Jimmy Lewis. I'm a washed-up ex-motorcycle racer, and I teach a motorcycle coach. Am I one of those? Motorcycle coach? I guess as long as I get my certification renewed, which I'm working on. I don't think I've committed any felonies, so I should be okay at that. I know CPR, and I know what it's like to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I know this?
Because you get out there and you ride. Also, you run.
I get out there. This is right. So I'll tell you something a little bit later about how I got out there, and I got out there. But anyways, this is Tech Talk Taco Tuesday number 195. That's TTTT. For short, if we hashtag it. Basically, we answer your questions. This is the way this show works. It's a place where if you've drummed up a question last week, working on your dirt bike, about the way your dirt bike handles, about what the next bike you might want to buy is, whether it's a dirt bike, basically if it has knobby tires on it, we can talk about it. We try to stay away from Supermoto because I killed Supermoto and people want to kill me for doing that. So you can ask that story if you'd like later on, but we take our questions. You can type them in the chat if you're live. You can ask them on Instagram if you're live right now. And we cut the Instagram people off pretty quick because it's instant and they only last about 20 or 30 seconds. People just watch me talk for a second and they're like going, what's this all about? But anyways, big thanks. Shout out to all of our sponsors, Yamaha, Taco Moto, bringing you Roost or Endo. And if you're not familiar with Roost or Endo, it is quite possibly the most favorite segment of this show.
We will be taking submissions if you want to get in on tonight's show.
Oh, there's open slots.
Yeah, feel free to send us a submission.
You can win $100, $100 gift certificate from Taco Moto. That's tacomoto.co. We get support from Scott Sports, Climb, DDC. DDC, our original sponsor, just without even question. I said, I'm doing a podcast. Nate said, yes. DDC chain wheels. They are some of the best. They're stainless steel. They last forever. And by forever, I mean pretty much forever. So check them out. Fasst Company, makers of flex handlebars. My favorite. Seat Concepts, bulletproof designs, and double take mirrors, all on board for tonight's show. These are products that I trust, I use. I wouldn't bring them on the show if I couldn't say good things about them. So if you have any questions about those or anything else, I will give you straight answers from someone who, I don't care what you think. Probably like you shouldn't care what I think. I'll just give you a straight answer. I don't want to hurt any feelings. But anyways, you can also, we have a Seat Concepts hot seat hotline, which is actually a Zoom meeting that you can join. Some people actually join it just to watch the show, but there's a link up in the chat
right now
on both YouTube and Facebooks that you can get to. And we will, if you have a good question, you can type it in the chat in there or request to get the link thrown up again, and we will get to you. So that way you can do that. Some Pat Keller 406 says, Tat is sick, Jimmy. Tat is sick. Is that my tat? Do I have a tat now? I don't know. Actually, I wonder if I put something up on Instagram. I see RD Racer 17. I recognize this guy. I think he knows something about Kawasaki's. I'm wondering why we didn't go ride the SRs, or maybe we did and I didn't know about it because I'm out here in the desert. They just did the introduction on their works version of the KX450. So I noticed that they've done it just a little bit different than some of the other works editions, factory editions. Oh, the hat is sick. How close are T and H on a keyboard? Did you have to look?
Fairly close.
Did you have to look?
Yeah, fairly close.
Yeah, he said the hat. Yeah, the hat is sick. Yeah, it's a normal hat. It's not as cool as my shirt. This was one of the limited edition Good Team with Bad Name T-shirts. Jerry luckily hooked me up with one. I got sponsored again. So it's amazing what happens if you get pimped out. If you're pimping out the club, the good club with a bad name. So, anyways, thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to everybody for asking the questions tonight. We've got a few. A lot of people commented on our videos. We had a Yamaha WR450, a 2023 Yamaha WR450 video go up this week. There are some of the 450, or there's the 24 KTM XCW, and I don't think we rode any EXCs. We rode XCFW. Trevor rode a few of those bikes. Videos and impressions up. And then, of course, the one that all the questions came in from, the Cove 450, which we've been talking about for a few weeks now, because I think this will be the third consecutive show that we've talked about it.
Yeah, people want to know.
People want to know. We took it and rode it, and we didn't just slap a happy, ride around a grass field and say, "Oh, this thing is uncomfortable and it seems like a race bike." I heard that. Mm-hmm. Somebody shared and said, "What do you think of this?" And I watched it for as long as I could tolerate, and I said, "Look at the name of the guy reviewing it, and then make your decisions based on that." We tried to do a very professional, expert review of the bike. I'm pretty sure we have way more miles than any other media outlet on that thing currently. I know quite a bit about it. And one of my friends bagged at him. He says, "Hey, if those gas tanks were so easy to take off, how come you didn't show a picture of what was underneath?" And I thought, "Ray, that's a really good comment." And he just commented to me personally. Mm-hmm. Because I said they're easy to take on and off. The one thing I forgot to mention is that I didn't disconnect any of the hoses. Mm-hmm. And when I did take them off, I took the 3 bolts and pulled the tanks off the side. There was a couple things I needed to disconnect. And I think that would have taken, because I'm holding it with kind of 2 hands. I could have probably held it with 1 hand, reached in the pocket and got the phone out and shot a picture. But it would have been a picture on my phone, and getting the photos off my phone onto the videos are a pain in the ass. And so anyways, I didn't do it. So, Asherito will try to join the Zoom chat later after I finish my math homework. Man, we should give that guy, if he's really doing his math homework, mm-hmm. and he's ignoring this, that's a really good, that's a great thing to do. Keep it up with the homework, buddy.
Yeah, more people should do math homework.
That's dedication. Anyways, they do have quick disconnects on the Cove tank, but there's also on some of them there's multiple hoses. There was a wire for the fuel gauge, and then there was one of them had multiple hoses on it. And I think there was some venting stuff on it as well. So there were hoses, and I just didn't feel like disconnecting. I was just taking a look underneath there to see how easy they came on and off. But I mean, if you were in trouble out in the trail, you could do it. It wouldn't take that long to get stuff apart. But generally, if you're taking tanks off, you're in big trouble. So anyhow, the next thing I wanted to bring up. Let's see. Do we have any questions? We had a question right up in the Facebooks there. Mm-hmm. Redline Cycle Sports just wanted to say, because of you, I ordered a set of flex handlebars. I told them Jimmy sent me. They said, "Cool. I should charge you more." Yeah. And he just bought a 24 XCW 300. Got to swap those bars over because he loves them. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for supporting the show. Hey, when you do that, when you buy something and you say that we had some effect on your purchasing decision, that goes a long ways, because most people don't do that, or they just don't have the opportunity to kind of communicate those messages. So if you like this content, if you like us doing what we're doing, support the show, support the sponsors that support the show. I mean, that goes for any sort of outlet that has sponsors. If somebody is pointing you into a direction, or you use the information from somebody to accomplish something, you got to thank them. And if you kind of got it for free, you may not have really got it for free. We might be sort of advertising to you, which some people feel like we do, but I dare you to ask me about a company that doesn't support the show, and I'll give you an honest answer, good or bad. It'll be an honest answer. So, Matt, question number 1.
Let's go to you want the chat really quick, or you want off the sheet?
Let's go off the chat because they're there and live. Let's handle these people.
So Horvis Turner had asked while we were still starting the show, I took your advice and got the FE350 instead of the FE250. It's still crazy gutless. Will an ECU fix from the FC350 2018 FC
FE350 instead of the FE250. Okay, it's still crazy gutless. What? Okay. Hortus. So what are you comparing it when you say gutless? What are you comparing it to? And will ECU from an FC350 work? I don't know that question, and because I've never tried it, and I would think for the most part it should swap over, but because the FE is an emissions compliant bike and they need to make it so that you can't easily do this kind of stuff, the pin alignment may not work. And oftentimes what they do is they alter where the fuel pump pin is and a couple other things so the bike will not run with the competition ECU. This is a really good question for Taco Mike over at Taco Moto. This is something that I'm pretty sure they are very familiar with because they deal with the specifics of these on different bikes. But it can't be that easy to just swap out an ECU from a manufacturer. Like if you buy an aftermarket one, then it's different. They can make it. So you could, if you have access to one off an FC, you're not going to hurt it by plugging it in. It's not going to, usually won't do anything bad. I mean, it's not going to like start up and cause the bike to break. It might not run properly, or it may not run at all. So the thing to do, if you have easy access to it and you can just swap it out and see what it does. I swap ECUs all the time to try different things. But I think you'd better bet would actually be going, if that's what you want, go to like one of the ones like a Get or a Vortex or something like this, because then they're specifically designed for that bike and they will do probably more than what just swapping over to that one will do. But if you do this, remember, you're going down a rabbit hole, and it usually requires that you do something with the exhaust system. Oftentimes other things, they're not, it's not just that simple. So don't be afraid to play around. But if you're still on that thing on the chat, please let me know why you feel that bike is gutless. And then I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Actually, he should call in. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm just curious, cause I don't feel like, and he didn't say what year.
He said 2018. I'm assuming that's for the FC. It could be for the FE though.
Yeah, I don't know. So we'll keep up with those comments. Next question.
So Grady Barfoot, you're a big fan of big bore thumpers. Have you ever spent any time on a Sherco 500 SEF or any Shercos for that matter? If so, how did you like them?
I have not ridden any of the big bore Shercos, so I can't tell you how they work. I will tell you that Sherco did send out a feeler to want us to come to their new bike introduction, but it sounded like they were more fans of where they were going to take us to eat than about riding the bike. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. I'd like to ride the bikes. I would really like, because we get questions about this all the time.
Yeah, we do get a lot of Sherco questions, so I'm going to go ahead and start pulling some.
Kind of like that for Cove too, and finally, hey, if you're curious about Shercos, call them up and say, hey, why don't you let some of the trusted media ride the bikes? But, you never know what you're going to get these days. We are literally not getting invited to certain intros because they know we will say it like it is. And And we're small. We're not really not that small. So two things can happen. You can get you and 20,000 of your friends to like everything we do, and then we will have to get invited, or we're just going to wander around here because I personally don't care. I don't need to go ride every new bike anymore. I'm there's some that interest me, and I will make an effort to go try stuff. Like I want to ride that Kawasaki SR. I'm very interested in that bike. I honestly, I've never been a big KX guy as good as the bikes were. I mean, they were winning our shootouts and stuff, and I was always picking Hondas, and then I was picking Yamahas as my favorite. But the Kawasaki is just so good, and I saw the changes they made. I go, man, that bike could be really, really good. So these are the kind of things that I do. Speaking of that, Yamaha, makers of the new 2023 YZ450, which I've yet to ride. Mm-hmm. Not ridden it yet. Trevor got it, rode it a little bit, and then he goes off-road, and he doesn't care about motocross bikes anymore. So I just ride a YZ125. That's my motocross bike. I'm going to go to Washougal, and I'm hoping someplace that there's a YZ125. But I did inquire about riding something else that would be really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah. Okay, next question.
Okay, so actually this isn't a question. You had told our viewers for a long time if they actually get a ding on their front, on their metallic front disc guard, to send you a picture.
Yes.
Well, I'm pleased or unpleased to report that we have gotten that picture finally. From one Brendan Springer Davis. He said the story was that he smacked her pretty good a few times and fairly deep in Idaho, and was glad she was on there in the rock gardens, scree fields, baby head rock piles, and mandatory rock hops on the single track. Dust conditions, rock ledges, passages on single track. Let's see.
That's a legit location to scratch. So we're looking at one of the aluminum disc guards.
And up here as well.
Personally, not a fan. That's normal. Mm-hmm. By the way, we're looking at a Bulletproof Designs front disc, rotor, and fork lug guard. If you have a new bike, and this is a warning and an ad. If you have a new bike, invest in some Bulletproof Designs products because try getting radiators right now. Try getting disc rotors right now. There's a lot of stuff on back order, and buy it when the bike is new, because once you bend it a little bit, some of that stuff doesn't fit very well, and you're basically gonna save money in the long term. That's a legit hit. So we're looking at this fork guard. He's got it kind of 3/4 down around the front. That's the kind of thing that would allegedly bend a disc rotor. But I'm looking at the direction of travel. That thing could really, that was a good hit. So, he wins. and I'm looking at the thing as a whole, just all the different kind of scratches and stuff on it. And it's not like it, because I was expecting somebody to send me one that looks like they just drag their bike through rocks. Mm-hmm. And that one, kind of judging by the angle of it, it was moving, and when it went there, it wasn't a riding along and fall straight down. There was some motion to that, and you could see where it probably hit the thing in front a little bit harder, and it like it did what it was supposed to do. It deflected down. So have I ever done this? Yes. Have I bent disc rotors? Yes. But the amount of times isn't worth my perceived handling deficit. So I use the fork lug protectors on some of my bikes if I know I'm going to be doing that kind of stuff, because I like to be able to disassemble my forks and be able to get the cartridges, the cartridge lug nuts and stuff out when they're not all closed up. So that's a big help. Okay, Hortus.
He got back to us. So it's a 2018 FE350. It just feels like a Honda Foreman engine in it.
Foreman engine.
Compared to even a 250F, I do love the fact that it doesn't stall easy on the tight trails, but it's tough to ride aggressively.
Oh boy, he confused me even more with that comment. So if it's weak compared to a 250F, I'm thinking that he's riding it kind of like in the low end, but in the low end, it has so much more torque than a 250F, like roll-ons. But if he likes the 250F power, then he's revving the crap out of it. That's where 250F works. And when you run the 350 up in the RPMs, they make plenty of, I mean, even on tight trails. So, okay, Hortus, do you weigh over 200 pounds? We're going to start getting personal. Because when you're a really heavy dude, you can bog down a 350 more than someone that like me that is now 200 pounds. But I don't really think it's that anemic. I wonder what he has for and the other thing is, does he have the little tiny screen at the very end of the muffler removed from that bike? Because that will make a substantial difference in just kind of the throttle responsey thing that can make it feel super, super dead. So that would be my other Horace. That would be my other question. Is the very end snorkel, it looks like a perforated drain cap. Is the perforated drain cap removed from the muffler? Let's see. What do we got here? A couple people requested to go live with me on Instagram.
Yeah, it won't be live on the show, though.
Yeah, it's not going to work out. Instagram doesn't allow us to communicate with you very well.
Okay, so there was a question from last week that you said to postpone for this week.
Okay.
And it was asking, what's your weirdest riding experience?
I was supposed to think about this, right?
Yeah.
You should have primed me for this question a little bit before. Weirdest riding experience.
I just wanted to see what comes off of the cuff, what comes to mind.
I think, man, where is the weirdest? I was in Chile in South America, and we were on a tour, and the tour guide kind of set up all these different things, and they were leading us. It was mostly on roads. It was just beautiful. The country is beautiful. We were riding from the southern tip of Chile all the way back up to Santiago, just cruising around. And we kind of came, and they kept talking about this big lake, and we were going to go on this lake and stay in this place or whatever. And we kind of came to the end of the road, and it was kind of at the lake, and they're like, you guys keep riding. And we're like, well, what? And it was because the forest went right down to the edge of the lake. Out of nowhere, these dudes on horses came, these cowboys, came kind of over the hill, and he's like, here's your new tour guides, follow them. And because there was a couple of us, I guess we complained that, it was maybe too much roads. We wanted something a little more interesting. So that was our new tour guide. So we did about, I don't know whether it was 5 miles or 20 miles, but some gnarly stuff. These guys on horses went some places up these canyons and took us around. And we thought, where are we going? Well, and this is how unorganized I thought it was. I'm like, I don't know where we're going or whatever. But how organized it was, we stopped at I actually have a hat. I have a beanie that I bought from, and this is a whole nother story. I bought a beanie from, we rode into this little village. It was maybe 2 or 3 houses, and the lady came out, and I think they usually did horseback tours there. So we rode up, and so she came out with these hats on a plate. And I bought this nice brown one with a little beanie ball on top and stuff. And I bought a hat. It was like a couple, whatever shekels, whatever the heck they used for currency there. And then we kept riding. We rode down this canyon, and there was a boat waiting for us. And we left our bikes. I don't know how the hell they got our bikes out of there. And we hopped on the boat and went to this resort on the lake. So that was weird. Yeah. Just something. It happens every day, right? Even on tight trails, Hortus is 190 pounds. The screen is in. It's 100% stock. Hortus, take a hammer and a punch and carefully knock that screen out of the back of the muffler, or buy some sort of a slip-on that is quiet. And there's not that many of them. And trust me, they're hard to get right now. But like an FMFQ, or just take that. All you have to do is take that screen out. Pro Moto billet makes an end cap that you can buy that goes on the end. That will improve what you're talking about substantially. I'm just trying to save you money and the rabbit hole that an ECU can be. But give that a shot. That'll help. But Don't go to a big open muffler, because then you will need the ECU to compensate for the fueling. Or go to Taco Moto, check out what they have to offer. They can offer you all kinds of different solutions for, especially those kind of bikes, the FEs, the EXCs, the basically street legal dual sport dirt bikes. They have really good selection of stuff for that, and they will bring you Roost or Endo. So when you get your bike all dialed in, send us a picture of it, and we can go from there. So
we have another question here from Kyler Stoker or Curly Stoker.
Yep.
My 2017 TX300.
He changed his name back.
Yeah.
He went back to Kyler.
The rear tire bearing. Let's see. Rear tire bearings, like every 80 hours, they are gone. Stock, all balls, Tusk, they all do it. Just ordered some SKF ones, but front and rear just don't last. Hopefully these SKF ones do, or I guess I got to stop quadding the mountain ranges. Have you had this issue?
So, Kyler, no. I want to say, if I had to guess, I get like 250 hours out of a set of bearings. And it doesn't matter whether it's Tusk, all balls, or stock, or SKF. I went to the bearing house and bought, I asked the guy, what's the best ones? They all seem to last the same amount. What is killing your bearings is moisture and dirt. And whether you're hard on it with the pressure washer or just where you're riding as a moist environment, a lot of times, when you're in moist environments and there's a lot of heat change, it heats up and cools down. That can attract some moisture. I have, in my old days, I would go in and actually peel the little seal off and pack extra grease into bearings. I haven't done that. I'm not that much of a poor person anymore. But I think I was actually possibly, we're in drier environment out here, but I think if you were in a wet environment, that would actually cause a little bit more problems for that. But 80 hours isn't bad, especially if you're pressure washing the bike. I've seen people like Matt that like to, get all the grease off of off of the axle while it's mounted on the bike when you started pressure washing.
Oh yeah, well, got to make sure it's nice and clean for the axle.
On your notes of how to improve the show, change the camera angle every more so often.
Yeah. Yep.
I noticed that on the last one too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're looking for, if you have any ways to improve the show, we're looking for comments. We've got a spreadsheet. We're working on a spreadsheet to help improve this show. I mean, we're almost 200 shows deep, and we got to tighten it up, make it a little bit better. So next question.
All right, so John Ecker, 2023 KX250X. What's the best way to help with stalling / framing out in the tight single track? Gearing, flywheel weight, maybe. So,
John, I have not ridden that particular bike just yet. I know Trevor has a bunch of time on it. The 250 out, he said flaming out, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because flaming out's not a proper term. It actually doesn't flame out. But is it actually a true backfire, or is it a stall? And let me kind of explain the differences. So a backfire, because of the cam overlap and stuff, and you're expecting this small single cylinder engine to do a lot of stuff, and you can do essentially a big throttle change at the exact right time where there's a huge load on the motor, and maybe it was revving quick, and then it slowed down all of a sudden, and you did a big throttle change, and it dumps a bunch of fuel in there, and it can't exactly burn, or some of it gets back in there and it blows into the intake track. I was instructed that that's not a flame out, that's a backfire situation. And sometimes you don't actually hear, it doesn't really even make it out because it's going so quick, it sucks it back in. But all of a sudden you're expecting the motor to fire on burnt fuel. That's fuel that's already burnt. So I can see why people would call it a flame out, but I was told I was incorrect by doing that. So there's that. And then there is and we experienced this essentially with the Cove, where sometimes you just don't have the torque for the load you're putting on the motor. And so maybe the timing of the clutch is not as timing of the clutch. Maybe the throttle position isn't. And a lot of times guys just, they zero throttle it right at the time that they're letting the clutch out. And it's just a fully a timing thing. And on a small 4-stroke where there's not a lot of torque, generally if your throttle is just 2-3% open, that's enough torque to keep that bike running as long as it's not a super high load. So we have the situation where it just, so it's throttle and clutch. So is there ways to help this? The easiest thing to go to is just riding technique. Teach yourself to ride without using the clutch at all, and concentrate on not shutting the throttle all the way up. Sometimes something as simple as just running the idle up a little bit higher will make a huge difference in how much the bike is stall prone. So idle a little bit up, not using the clutch, because when you use the clutch, all of a sudden you're doing two things, and maybe your brain isn't ready for that, or you haven't practiced it enough. So off the clutch, just concentrate on working the throttle and not shutting the throttle all the way down. So that's the kind of the simple thing. Will a flywheel weight help? Sometimes, but it can also compound it in some of the situations I mentioned. Will gearing help? Gearing is very much similar to what I'm talking about. Let the clutch out. So in that bike, since it has the motocross gearbox in it, I guarantee you it's probably geared a little bit tall. And depending on how much you need your top speed, depends on how much you can lower it down, like bringing the gear ratios closer together. And it really, is this happening in first gear? Is it happening like in second and third? These are the kind of things. Another thing I've seen that can help a ton is adjusting your rear brake pedal. So some people, and it's good to have your brake pedal adjusted kind of high, but some people are a little sloppy about where they're putting their feet and they're touching their rear brake when they don't actually think they are. So maybe look a little bit into kind of where your your rear brake pedal is adjusted, and make sure you're not compounding the problem by doing the rear brake. So hopefully all of those things will help you out. I think they will, actually. Okay. But in reality, 254 strokes off-road are a little tough on that, but when you listen to the guys that are really fast on them, they ride them. They're always revving, but trust the torque. Oh, and one other thing that could really, really help, but I didn't want to go down this road, recluse clutch. A properly set up recluse clutch can eliminate that, because all of a sudden you've taken the clutch out of the equation. Now the clutch is going to disengage when the RPM drops down. So, but people say that if you have to use a recluse, you should probably just buy a quad. I've heard this before.
Okay. So
I have recluses in all of my bikes, by the way, or a lot of them.
And your quads?
My quad comes with a automatic clutch, bro.
But it doesn't have a recluse clutch in it.
Yeah, I drag stuff around with my clutch. It's just a stock. Comes stock. That's why they say ride a quad. Comes stock with a clutch like that.
So Tim Bruman had asked, best KTM 500 EXEF mod. I have a Vertex ECU, power exhaust tip, and 4614 gearing. This is a 2020 as well. So we got to reload that section.
So wait, he said, one more time.
So he's asking what's the best 450 mod, because he already has a Vortex ECU, power exhaust tip, and a 4614 gearing.
4614. Wow, that's tall. What, on a 20? On a 2020?
Yep.
I have a 2020 and mine's 100% stock, with the exception of that little thing I told Hortus to knock out of the tip of his muffler. Mm-hmm. So what's the best mod for it? I know. A better rider.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I think if you put a better rider on that 500, it's going to be an awesome bike. Oh, does that mean?
It's not, I don't know.
No. Hey, this show, my whole life would not be possible without the help of my riding school. It's called Jimmy Lewis Off-Road Training. The JLR curriculum will make you a better rider, because we say the best modification for your bike is a better rider. So check out www.jimmylewisoffroad.com and check us out. We'll be having classes in the fall, like starting up around October. But in reality, what would be the first mod I would do? Like if I just bought a 2020 KTM 500 and it came here and I had it, which I did, the first thing I did to it was rode it. It was ridden for a while, but when I got it, I took the suspension off and sent it to my suspension guy and I had it serviced. That was the first mod I did, and it came back acting a little different because I had a little bit of time on it when I got it, but it acted a little bit different. I played with my clickers a little bit and love it. Love it. So that would be on almost any bike. Spend some time riding your bike, send your suspension off, get the oil serviced in it, and while it's off, then grease some stuff and torque some bolts and stuff like that. You have no idea how valuable of a comment that is right there as far as first mod. Because I know so many people just send their suspension off and they've never even ridden it. Well, guess what? Your oil didn't even get to break in the suspension stuff, and now that oil is going to get contaminated as quickly as it would have originally. So, yeah. Sand Snapper
had said I kind of suck as a rider, so I need the best bike possible.
It's obviously Yamaha. I would look at the 2023 Yamaha WR450 right now. Yamaha is a sponsor of the show, so that drives me to say this. But I do honestly think it's a really good bike. I'm getting a gas tank for it right now because my biggest complaint with that bike right now is fuel capacity. I can't go to the 5 or 6 gallons that I like to go to on my KTMs or just an easy, 4-gallon tank. I think it'll get it to like, I don't remember what the total capacity was. Maybe it was 2.8 with the IMS tank, but I'm looking at some options for that. But in reality, Sand Snapper, if you suck as a rider, start looking at bikes with less performance. And I'm talking about kind of like trail bike category, things like, Yamaha TTRs, Honda CRF Fs, stuff like that. And just work on the riding because the power isn't going to get in the way of it's not going to impede your riding. And it kind of depends on what you're doing. Are you going to the track, or if you're just trail riding, some of those bikes will work. If you start going to the track, you just want a bike that has smooth power. And at that point if you're going to go to the track, and somebody asked this the other day, it said, how would the KTM 300 XCW be on the track? My question is like, well, what level of rider are you? Because if you're just going to the track and riding vet tracks, it's not that bad. And then you can do something to the suspension to make it fine. So it'll crosses over a little bit better. But yeah, what is the best snapper sand? He already has a KTM 500 2018 and has
14,500 miles.
14,500 miles. Well, if 500 of those miles were spent working on your riding, you would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because how long would it take to actually do 500 miles of training? Like, what do we do in a school in a weekend? Like 70?
Yeah.
70 miles
70.
max? That's 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was making a statement more than a question. Well, we answer all questions and we respond to all statements, Sand Napper.
Okay, so let's go to some other questions here from Victor Andrade.
Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah, here it goes again. I was messing around with the AT the other day and decided to take out the muffler tips.
AT stands for Africa Twin.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, he has an Africa Twin, not the latest one, but like the version like a 2019 or something like that, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So decided to take out the muffler tips, the ones with the spark arrestor, and did a test on sudden throttle acceleration on neutral. It responded really well compared with the stock form. Revved up with no hesitation, better than the small lag it has
in neutral. He said in neutral, right?
On neutral, yeah.
Okay. Because it has a shift position sensor in there, and it does different stuff in neutral than it does in other gears. But go ahead.
It responded really well and compared with the stock form rev with the no hesitation. Better than the small log it had with them. Again, dealer says nothing is wrong. Flame out, pop. Sometimes it doesn't happen without the tips. Please, Moto Guru, what are your thoughts? Rode without the tips and rode way better. Throttle response is instant. Remember, is a fly-by-wire throttle.
So tips, he means throttle position sensor. He took the throttle position sensor out, and it worked. Did it? So I have some questions about this. Tell Victor he needs to call in.
Yeah.
I want to hear a nice Spanish accent on the phone. Maybe you can ask me the question in Spanish, and I can pretend like I understand. But anyways, you Instagrammers, we're gonna go ahead and clip this feed. If you are enjoying what you're doing, come over to our Facebook or our YouTube channels. Check out Tech Talk Taco Tuesday on all of the podcast formats, and join us live. And don't be afraid to call in. But appreciate being out there. We will see you out on the trail.
Mm-hmm. So another question from beforehand was, are you going to take the 23 WR450F on a long desert trip?
Gas tank.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. It's gas tank. And so like a long desert trip means, I mean, I'll do long rides on it because I know that I can kind of, we've even on some of the Hondas and stuff with stock tanks, we've stretched out 80 miles. And we can go to some of the things. He wants a number.
I put the link in.
I can. Victor, you know how to use the links on the computer, bro? Or is your donkey not run enough power to get the thing? More Pabst and fresh bikes for my men, says Jared Bernardo. Well, yeah, get him. Send him a link. I can patch him in via the phone link.
Maybe just do that too.
I can do this. I'll work on it. Actually, Victor, we're gonna call it. Actually, Victor would be great for Roost or Endo, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Which we have open spots still. We have gotten some, but we could use more too.
So here's how not to win Roost or Endo, my friends. Don't run out into your garage right now and shoot a picture of your bike. But if you do, make sure you pull back enough so we can get a good look at the garage. Because we don't really care about what's in your garage at all, but we want to see your bike. Do not grab your wife and have her, hang out over your bike or something like that, wearing something that maybe she shouldn't be wearing when you take a picture of it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The kind of thing that's going to go public. Don't do that. Don't do that unless she's on OnlyFans and she's trying to promote. Then it's all good. We'll collab with that. But anyways, yeah, send us a picture of your bike. Tell us a little bit about it. You don't have to give us the full breakdown. We don't need to know every piece on it like it's for sale. We're just telling you whether your bike roosts or endos. We learn a lot from this. You will learn, and you could win $100 from Takamoto. I would like to talk about one of my favorite companies, Seat Concepts. We did that 16-hour day on our way back from Washington, Matt. Remember that 16-hour day?
Yeah, my ass remembers it.
Monkey butt is what we call it.
Mm-hmm.
Matt got monkey butt with a stock seat that's actually pretty good. I had no such thing because I had a Seat Concepts tall rally seat on my Tenere 700. I could sit down, because we were doing a lot of sit-down style riding. I could sit down all day. Actually, I had to sit down a lot because I was carrying a stupid tank bag that I hate. And it made it hard to stand up because I couldn't lean forward because I have the Acerbis tank on it, the big tank, and it caused that tank bag to actually sit back into that pocket where I like to put my my special places. And I couldn't lean forward like I wanted to. I had to kind of stand more upright, and I was doing we'll call it the standard issue position adventure rider thing where I was falling off the back of the bike if I accelerated. So. Jason, do you have something that you want to sell in Roost or Endo? You could submit it. But anyways, so I sat down a lot on that ride, and I had no such issues on our 16-hour day, Matt. Seat Concepts, saving asses since 2009. Go to seatconcepts.com. Tell them Dirt Bike Test sent you, or ask them if you can get the Jimmy price increase. Go there and say, Jimmy Lewis told me if I called you, you'd charge me more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just joined, would like to make a call about a friend's XR650L running hot. And we're going to probably get a call about this.
Yeah, well, there's the hot seat hotline.
This is what we have the Seat Concepts hot seat hotline for. We welcome you to chat us up on that one. We try to be nice to you. We have a lot of questions we're going to have to get to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is Brendan Springer Davis?
Oh, that was the front disc rotor.
Oh.
And that was the store he kind of threw in there with it.
Okay.
So we're just riding experience, so we can go into those Cove questions.
So speaking of the Cove, if any of these questions were not answered in the video,
mm-hmm.
then I'm going to take some time and answer them. If they were answered in the video, because I kid you not, like I put the video out
mm-hmm.
and it's 20 minutes long, right?
Yeah, and then you just get a bunch of people to say, "What do you think?"
I had questions within 6 minutes of it being published. People asking questions,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know if do you get an award for being the first person to ask a question on YouTube or something?
Maybe.
Yeah. So they were asking questions before they even watched the video, and their question was answered in the video, sometimes in great detail.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I do videos, the reason I write anything is so I never have to think about it or repeat it again.
Yep.
I'm going to start doing a lot of tech tips like that, and then we don't have to do the show anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I just say, you just go, this whole show will be, you should just watch the video, follow us on Instagram, check us on Facebook. The answer's there. Oh, yeah, go to www.dirtbiketest.com and type your question or the product you're interested in the search menu, and you'll probably get an answer. It's amazing. So that's what RP want to know.
Watched your ADV tire changed video for the T7. What do you use to prop the T7 up to get the wheels off? Let's see, to get the wheels off the ground when on the trail if you need to change the tube.
That was you channeled your inner Logan in there midway through that question.
I had to press 3 buttons at the same time and read that question.
Okay. So RP. So that bike right there, I actually just rolled my regular car wheel jack over there, and I have a really awesome Aturbi skid plate on that bike. So I just rolled it underneath there, had the bike on the side stand, put it in the front part, cranked it up just a little bit. Front wheel came off the ground, pulled it off. And I switched the wheel and did the thing, put it back down, moved it towards the back, cranked it up, put it on there. In my trail pack that I carry with me when I ride, I have this like extending tool. It's like a kind of like a little bit of it's got holes in it and a pin, and it just slides and elongates, and there's a couple different fixtures to it that you can hook on the foot peg or in the hole in the skid plate, and you can do exactly the same thing. So you can it's basically you just have, you push on it and just kind of hook it in there, and it jacks the thing off the ground. So that's what I use on the trail. In that video, that was a second set of wheels. So I had a set of wheels on the bike, and then I put the tires on it, and then I swapped them out. So, but anyways, I wish I knew the name of that product, and I guarantee you if that company sponsored the show, I would be telling you what it is. But I may on our commercial break run out to the shop and grab that sucker and show you what it looks like, but I don't necessarily remember who makes that. There was a company called, I believe it's called Best. They made a cycle pump. It might have been one of their tools. Best motorcycle products. I want to say Best Rest, but I don't think that's exactly what it was. But forgive me if that was if that's your company. But it was a really good. It's a good little tool. Super compact. It's essentially like a second kickstand that will allow the bike to stay up off the ground. And they're quite popular with guys that do a lot of off-road riding and touring. So, do we have another one?
We actually have the Chester had come on to he joined the Zoom call actually.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm going to ask Chester to unmute. Let me see. That
Hello.
should let him unmute now.
Hey, Chester, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. Hey, Jimmy, I'm a big fan of you, man. Hey, I got a
I'm
buddy.
sorry. Yeah.
I'm sorry. All right, so I'm gonna hand you over to my buddy. This is his bike. I watch your show every week. We were sitting here, and I was like, "What day is it?" And I was like, "Holy shit, it's Tuesday! I bet Tech Talk Taco Tuesday's on. He can help us. Jimmy can help us." So I'm gonna hand you over to my friend. This is Chris, and he's gonna explain his XR 650L.
Okay, sounds good. Not too bad, Chris. How you doing? Welcome to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday.
You know, after almost a month down off the bike waiting for parts because no shops around carry anything, you have to order everything these days. It's so awesome. No shops carry anything. So I just replaced the head on my 04 650L. Got it all back together. It's running like really hot. It's like white hot on the pipes almost. And when the pipes cool down, the whole motor is extremely hot afterwards. And I don't remember it being quite so hot ever like this before. Before I dropped the valve seat, it was running really hot. I just don't know what my what could be causing it.
So it was. Let's say those bikes it's air cooled.
Yeah,
they're kind of lean to begin with. They tend to run, I would say, hotter than normal bikes, but not like what you're calling white hot. So I kind of understand this. Would there have been anything that you did from the time it wasn't running white hot till it started doing that before it dropped the valve seat? Because I promise you that it's going to do it again if that's the temperature you've got going up inside of that head. And those Hondas are incredibly durable. They're what did the guy call earlier on the show? He said like a Honda Foreman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So did you change anything? Did you open the exhaust up? Or
I didn't do anything. I had a slight tapping noise, and then obviously I was doing valve adjust like every day because the valve seat was dropping, and I didn't open it up to inspect that far. I was just like hoping that it was just something else, but the valve seat just kept dropping and dropping, and that's why I feel like I was encountering the problem with the heat in the first place, because it was
no. The heat was the cause of the valve seat dropping
because it expanded the aluminum.
It got too hot. You've got, some dissimilar metals, and that much heat inside of there can do this kind of stuff. But usually something causes this, like those bikes. And is your bike modified at all?
Just the Dave's desmogged, but nothing like major. There's nothing.
Yeah,
got a super trap on the back.
Yeah,
so it's extremely modified.
Yeah. So the desmogging really does nothing to the performance of the bike, as far as the engine, unless, and here's the big unless, sometimes when people desmog it, they don't realize that there's an opening in the intake that's giving the whole desmog. That's where all of the bad pollutants get sucked out of the charcoal canister and they get re-administered into the intake track. If for some reason that desmog is not sealing that stuff up, that would cause your whole intake track to go extremely lean, and this would cause a high heat situation. So I would look into and check that to make sure that it's not somehow getting a lot of air in like that. And then same thing with in any time you think about the 4-stroke engine like being a big pump. Anytime you open up the exhaust, that can potentially draw more air in, or it frees up the restriction that's kind of allowing it to run at the optimum fuel mixture. All of a sudden it will become a little bit more lean. So that could also, I don't know how many discs you have on the old Super Trap, because that was the way you kind of tuned it. But I remember that we used to have to, mostly for sound, only run like 3 or 4 discs. And then in reality, it wasn't as performance oriented as, when the ones that had 20 discs stacked on the back, which made it basically like a big giant open muffler.
Yeah, I have 9 on there right now, and I've been running it like that for quite a while, and it wasn't really a big deal. When I got the bike, it had 2,500 and it went at 30,000. So I mean, and this is like the only wheels that I have, so it's seen its miles. It's definitely lived.
Oh, it's got some time on it. Yeah. And it's single carb.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if something could have, gotten into the carb and kind of like started leaning it out that way. Maybe, check some of the check the jets and check the passages.
Yeah, for
see
sure.
if,
I might just have to rejet it.
Yeah, it could be, like I said, it could just be like a lean. It could be something simple. I've seen it where, there's some gunk in the carburetor, some junk that's down there, and it kind of idles and runs fine. And then when you start getting on it, that little piece of junk goes up and like semi plugs the main jet.
It gives it a little hiccup.
And then you come off of it. Yeah, then you come off of it and it falls out and it's fine. So it's like an intermittent thing that's causing it to run lean. So I think you're just generating a lean condition in there that's not normal, and so you just got to kind of backwards track it to figure out how to get rid of it, because you're not going to. You've got fins to cool the motor down, and then the oil that's pumping through it. And in reality, at that point, when it's getting that hot, you're asking your oil to do a lot of work.
Yeah, double.
So
double the work.
I would guess that you're somehow. Something's causing a lean condition. I would go number one. I always go back to what was the last thing you did to it, sort of a thing, before this condition started. And if it was, the block off kit, or maybe something might have just fallen off, a hose, some hose someplace on the intake track, or maybe
a couple thousand miles overdue on an oil change.
No, that oil lasts a long time.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Just add new stuff when it burns out, right?
Hey, I have friends that I've got friends that have ridden their bikes like that for years. Just add when needed. The other thing to check on those would also be two things: the intake manifold, make sure it's not cracked, or just the seal between the intake manifold and the cylinder head. And one easy way to do that is to, like, while the bike's idling or running, spray some contact cleaner or something that would cause it to might cause it to rev up or flood out when you spray it in there, depending on what you're spraying in there. That could give you an indication. And
between the
Brenda,
carb and the head.
Yeah. So on the intake manifold, that's that black boot that the carb slides into.
Okay.
That goes in. And I've even seen it where guys haven't seated the carb in there properly, and it caused a big air leak. And Brenda, one of our listeners here, even says, check for a worn out slide. I've not seen that too much on the XRs. But I've seen it on the KTM RFS motors, the flat slide carbs, but on the round slides like yours, no, I haven't seen that.
Okay.
So hopefully that helps you out. If it does or does not help you out, let us know. We always like to learn from these things.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate your time, man. It was great that Tuesday worked out and all the parts showed up and we happened to catch you, man. I appreciate it.
Right on. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you out in the trail.
All right. Sounds good, Mike.
Thanks, Jeremy.
We have another, actually, I hope they're still listening and stuff. George, might the fuel cause the heat issue? I haven't seen the fuel cause much heat issues. The fuel usually like boils and cause the bike to run like crap. But if it's kind of running consistent enough to just run super hot, I don't know if that would be an issue. Could be. I don't think the fuel's really gotten that bad just yet. And that bike is designed to run on really, really bad fuel. So,
I do want to chime in. We are full on Rooster Endo submissions. So if you're looking to get in tonight, we're full. But if you want in next week,
you'll be at the front of the line.
You'll be front of the line.
Yep. So Dan says he likes my hat. It's good, Dan. Thanks. Matches my beer.
Yeah.
And with that, you know what time it is, Matt?
It's time for a commercial break.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. Hey, enjoy our little sponsor commercials here. It's going to give me a second to maybe run out and find that little stand, and we'll see you on the backside of this.
What's up, Moto Buddies? Mike here from Taco Moto Co. What is the Taco Touch? It's the best service in the industry. Virtually 24/7 tech support via email or text, and it's like having a dirt bike doctor on call every day of the year, helping you fix your bike or recommend parts or setups for you. If you've ever received an order from us, you know that the Taco Touch extends to our fulfillment, and our orders come with the coolest stickers that you've ever had, buying parts from anybody before, and a handful of root beer barrel candies. All of our Taco Moto Co. branded components come with a no questions asked lifetime warranty, and we'll even extend out the warranty of other manufacturers, OEM, and aftermarket parts where we can, sometimes for life. We test and tune endlessly and exhaustively and obsessively. We're trying to destroy everything that we can before you get your hands on it to look for weaknesses and to improve it, or to make recommendations to the manufacturer. And if it's something that doesn't meet grade, then we don't offer it on the store. Everything that we carry is something that we have personally used, tested, and ridden, and raced, and knows meets the high taco touch demanding standard. Go out and get some adventure.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining the show again.
We also have a guest in the Zoom call.
Guest, one or two?
Just one now.
Just one.
One of them left, so we have a Jason Abbott on the call.
Oh, Victor left.
Victor left.
La Migra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Jimmy? How's it going?
Welcome back to Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. I was going to bring you on and have you help Victor with his Africa Twin question.
Oh, yeah. What do we got,
Victor
man? Yeah, well, if he comes back...
he'll be back.
I'll be
He's just back.
Yeah, you know a thing or two about the Africa Twin.
He just came back, so I'm blunting back in.
Okay.
We have a lot of miles on those bikes. I don't have mine anymore, but man, I got definitely a lot of seat time in those things.
So his question was, and I'm sure he was talking about, and I kind of cut him short when we had it, but I'll let him explain a little more. He's been having some throttle response issues with it, kind of like, it's that lean kind of spot that people can somehow just find and ride it across all the time. Is that familiar with this? Did we lose somebody? Where did we go?
Did I just mute everyone?
Did you mute everybody? Wait a minute.
I didn't press any button.
You didn't press any buttons?
No.
We lost everybody.
Well, no, they're still in here. For some reason, show them all
here.
muted. Okay, Victor should be here. They're both back.
Oh,
There we go.
Are we all back? Can we talk? Okay, good. Hey,
Hello,
Victor.
this
So
is
why don't
Victor.
you? So why don't you explain your question, and then I've
Okay.
got an expert on the line because sometimes I can't answer all the questions, but I don't think disconnecting throttle position sensors is the answer.
Well, when I said tips, it's not the TPS. I know my English is messed up, but I removed the tips from the muffler, the ones with the screen.
Oh, the
with
tips.
Yes,
the
sir.
The tip, not the throttle position sensor.
Nope.
Okay, got it. Okay, whole different thing. Because I wasn't sure how that bike could run without a throttle position sensor,
come
considering
on.
it is. Yeah. Hey, you Mexican guys, you can fix almost anything by hitting things with hammers and shit. So,
Like the wife. Yeah. Okay. Well, continue on this. So, I removed the tips and I did some throttle response test on neutral, parked the bike, and it responded really well comparing to what the stock tips on the muffler. And then I'm like, might exist as a neutral. So I took the bike for a ride 2 or 3 times just to make sure, and also responded better without the tips on the street.
okay.
The other thing, yeah. So what is going on? Is it running lean or there is something going on also? Because it was 67 degrees outside temperature, right? But my temperature gauge on the screen said it was 82. So I don't understand if maybe the airbox sensor is a little bit dialed up or something, and it's running lean instead of adding gas to the mixer. That's weird because I carry a damn temperature gun with me.
Right. So you've been having issues a little bit with this bike, and it's kind of always been like throttle response. You said sometimes it gets herky jerky, and sometimes you feel it. You think it feels lean.
It feels lean. Yes, it does. And the thing is that you're running for 2 hours, man. Like on the ride that sometimes we do, and I get to a stop and I just blip the throttle a little bit, and it goes pop and turns off. So yeah. Like not backfire, but just pops and turns off. Not every time, but once in a while.
So, Jason, as someone with a lot of Africa Twin experience, do you have any suggestions for Victor?
So, I mean, can you hear me? Right? You got me?
Yep.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
So, in my experience, that bike in particular likes the back pressure, right? So I've ran it without the tip in it. I ran it with the whole nine, right? And I feel like the bike is more consistent, and it doesn't have that dead spot when you go to crack the throttle and it kind of craps out. I feel like that happens when you have the spark arrestor removed. So in my experience, the spark arrestor in the muffler keeps the back pressure, and for whatever reason, it makes the bike run better. I'll
second that. I've ridden a couple client bikes and stuff, and one guy that had a mod bike that he wanted us to ride that had an open exhaust, and they did not have the same throttle response that the stock one has. But the way Victor describes it is completely. It sounds like it's just amplified from whatever the stock situation is.
I've been ringing a lot of it. I have bikes and I play around with them too. Also, they're suggesting me to purchase a device called the booster plug, which daisy chains with airbox sensor, and it puts a sensor like 10 degrees below the actual temperature. And they said,
but you say yours is reading high.
Yes,
like your temperature sensor is reading higher, which would lean it out more.
Exactly.
And so I'm wondering if maybe that there's an issue with that particular sensor, like that sensor could be wrong.
Yeah, how can I measure it? There is no way I can find out. Like I could pull it out and see how many ohms are going into it by applying current to it, but I don't have a base to see what the normal thing is at certain temperature. That's the problem.
And so, have you looked on different forums and stuff to see if anybody's had this issue before?
Yes, that's why they sell that so-called booster plug. You're supposed to plug this in and like in pairs with the intake sensor, and it'll register 10 degrees below. Supposedly you get rid of it. But I'll purchase it. We'll see what happens.
What do you have, the stock air filter, or do you have a K&N, or what are you doing on the air filter side?
Nope, it's all stock. I've been taking them to service to so-called motorsports here in Carson, and it's just they do my air filter change. I do my oil. I just let him do the air filter because it's kind of difficult on that bike. I don't want to mess it up.
What about the air sensor? Like where that sensor goes into the air box, there's a rubber grommet, right? And so,
yes.
What if you're getting excessive, like a leak in there, right? What if where it's positioned?
And I'm gonna just kind of play a little devil's advocate here. If that sensor isn't reading properly and you put this dongle or this interrupter inside of it, it's still going to be inaccurate. So I would I don't know what that sensor costs, or sometimes those things
$25. I may buy one. I think they're $25.
I would replace that stock sensor that's in the air box, and then confirm that it's in the correct position, and that grommet is correctly positioned, and then go from there. Right. I mean, I know it's a pain in the butt because you got to pull the tank off,
you know how it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is. It's more difficult than it needs to be, but I would start at that sensor before you start and going with that other booster deal.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
I mean, I would actually, if there's a way you can put the booster in out, without having to be inside there and stuff, that'd be good too. But if you put that thing in there right away, and you could probably get a reading off of it with the tank off to see if it's actually different between a new one and a used one, that might just solve your problems. Because I remember riding those and I didn't have any issues like this. I mean, like all completely stock bikes. Yeah, sometimes there's some issues where they feel a little bit lean, but not to the level that you've described to me before.
Okay, well, I'll try that then. Awesome.
Yeah, hopefully that works.
I'll bring it in before I do that so you can ride and try it. You'll see.
Yeah. I don't want to ride bikes that run like crap. I want to ride good running stuff. Hey, are you guys gonna be able to stick around for Roost or Endo tonight?
I can.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my
we
wife's
always
out.
got a couple good words. So, Jason, how's things up in Idaho?
Things are amazing. We got a little bit of heat wave recently, but I went up to Idaho City yesterday and escaped the heat. We were about maybe 10 to 15 degrees cooler up there. We got some good single track and 2-track stuff up there yesterday. So rode till it got dark and came home, and now we're hanging out. We're gonna probably go back up there tomorrow. I got a buddy from out of town, so I'm showing him around and having some fun. So things are good though.
Nice. Yeah. See, everybody's been complaining about the heat down here, and for me, it almost didn't get hot enough because I needed it to get over 130 degrees so I could go run a beer mile in Death Valley, which I did.
You're gonna have
actually
fun in
working
hell
on it.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a little bit like that. Yeah, fun in hell. 11 minutes and 18 seconds of hell in Death Valley. So I did a nice little beer mile. So I'm now completely over the heat, and I think I'm going to go to Washougal this weekend. No, I know I'm going to Washougal this weekend and watch a national, and then we get to do an Alpine Stars gear introduction / ride day on Sunday. So I'll be up in the cool weather there.
Yeah, enjoy that. I miss the prime, press intro and media intro events. Those are always fun.
I had to talk to one of your replacements down there at Honda about something that I would like to do that somebody else is doing that I want to do too. Riding a factory bike or something like that. But anyways, did you have a question for us today?
Yeah, I did actually. So, as you know, I switched over to the other side and purchased a 23 KTM 300 XC.
Right.
I built it up a little bit just with some. You might have seen it. I don't know. It was posted on another media outlet site recently.
I don't pay any attention. You should have submitted it to Roost or Endo, and I'll tell you what we think of it.
Yeah. Well, maybe I will. No. So, just kind of building it up, and I'm kind of building a bike that I can use for every situation. Right. I call it the everything bike, where I can ride at the track with my son and race at the local OMC track here in Idaho.
Right.
In Boise, and then I want something, at the same time, be able to go out on the single track up there in the trails like we were yesterday. And so far it's been pretty good. When they say that if you try and make a bike do everything, it's not going to do anything very, very well. You're kind of going to sacrifice, but I feel like I'm almost going to break the code, right, with this bike.
Okay. And but there's gotta be a but in this story.
So I'm just kind of, just kind of talking, but so something that I've seen, I joined the KTM, the TBI, Facebook group and stuff, and I see people talking. Something that I see a lot of people talking about is the excessive oil coming out of the silencer, right? And so the spooge coming out, right? And so recently KTM offered the ECU flash update, which is mandatory for all 23 model 300 XC models. I don't know the other models as well, but for sure the 300 XC. I had that done because before, yes, definitely I was experiencing that. There was oil all over the place when we ride single track, for sure.
Really?
And then so now I got the reflash. The reflash is definitely better. The white map is more responsive. It's cleaner. I enjoy riding it. The white map doesn't feel as kind of lethargic. It has some response to it. It's fun to ride. The top end is what it is. Even on the green map, the top end kind of feels a little flat, but we're out on the trails screwing around. But anyways, I still have the oil coming out of the silencer with the reflash after yesterday's. We did, I don't know, maybe 30 miles single track.
Right.
And it's still there. So I'm at the recommended they say recommended 60 to 1 with the TBI.
Right.
Recently, so I have a FMF pipe and FMF silencer.
So your bike is the XC.
Yes, XC.
Okay, I was somehow I was thinking XCW and I was thinking oil injection.
Well, no, because I originally I was going to go with the XCW, but I wanted something I could ride everywhere and enjoy it, you know. And so I had the XC. I do have the FMF pipe and the spark arrestor silencer. Something that is interesting that somebody said to me the other day. They said that if you are experiencing that, you're still experiencing that it's dripping oil, that if you make it richer, it will help combat that, which I thought that was like almost counterintuitive. They're like, hey, if you
richer in your fuel oil mixture, or richer in the map,
richer in the fuel oil mixture. So like they're like, yeah, if you go to say like 40 to 1 or 40 whatever 4 to 1, it will help kind of control the amount of fuel oil. But I was like, it kind of like threw me for a loop, right? Like again, I've ridden both ECU settings, but I'm still getting the silencer leakage, you know. And so I'm like, okay.
So I'm gonna tell you why, or maybe where the silencer leakage is coming from.
Yep.
It's residual from the previous tune, because you may have kind of gummed up the pipe. I mean, if it starts coming, you think about it, if it starts coming out of the muffler, and you've probably seen like imagine like pressure washing oil off of something.
Yeah.
And you see how hard it is to actually get it to move. But, you know, so when it's building up, you know, it's kind of all building up in there, and it's sticking everything, and then when you stop, it kind of pools up down on the bottom.
Yeah.
And you'd be amazed if you have one bike that's running rich and it's kind of you know, spooging out with stuff like that. If you've ever cut a pipe open or pulled out the silencer packing on a rich, you know, oil mixture running 2-stroke, that stuff gets a little bit saturated. So I'm kind of guessing that some of it's right there, and it's not really burning off, because it's kind of at a better place now. Because I have a 19, and mine's never ever put any. It looks like a 4-stroke, literally out of the tailpipe. And I mean, I trail ride it. You know, we ride it out in the desert and stuff. But I do get on it every once in a while. You know, I like to, you know, rev it out and feel the power valve open all the way up. Yep. Things like this. So, but I have had bikes that I've loaned, like my buddy George, who's actually probably in the thing here. He rides it around like a tractor, you know, a couple gears high. And then when I hop on his bike and ride it, I make it spooge. He doesn't. You know, I get on it and I blow some of the stuff out. So I'm guessing that some of that stuff could be residual.
Interesting.
To the point that somebody told you that you could run more oil in there. What that does is in theory, it actually, because it's you know, since it's in your gas, it's actually leaning out the amount of gas that's in there. So technically it's making it, quote, leaner. And leaner would run hotter, and hotter could potentially burn some of that stuff out. That would be the only logical answer I could think of for why adding more oil to the gas could cause it to do any better. But those would be my only suggestions, other than, you know, actually going leaner, going less than, you know. So maybe when you know you're going trail riding and you're going to be, you know, single track trail and stuff like that, running it down to like, you know, 65 to 171, just slowly bring it down in a safe way. And it's so easy to pop the pipe off that and look up inside there and say, yeah, it's still got a little bit of, you know. And when I shut it down, you can look up there and you can, you know, run your finger on the skirt of the piston and say, okay, there's some oil in here. This is good. I'm okay. It's not dry. Those would be my kind of techniques for doing it. Or if you have the opportunity, if you have a stock, you know, you have your stock exhaust still.
Oh yeah, I still got the stock exhaust.
And it probably wasn't used for that long.
No, I only used it for, I think, couple times, and the 3 times, and the 3 times that I did use it, it was at the track, so we were running hot anyway, right?
Yeah. So maybe throw that on for a weekend, and because it might be cleaner inside. You could actually just look inside of it and see, hey, this one's a lot cleaner. Put it on there and see if the oil doesn't affect it, and maybe like I said, maybe it'll just take a little bit of time to burn it out.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to repack that FMF silencer for sure. But then I'm also,
Yep.
I think I'm going to experiment with the oil, because if I can get it to, if by increasing the oil in the gas, and then if I can get it to run a little bit slightly leaner by adding the oil and the gas, but then when I open it up, it's richer, and I'm able to, use a little bit more of that, because again, I felt like it was maybe a little bit flat on the top. So maybe there's something there in that oil mixture theory. Yep.
And that would make sense. It would kind of technically lean it out. And the other thing you want to check is, like if it's a little bit lean. I know they don't want you adjusting the power valve on those bikes. Wait, yours is not electronic, correct?
Well,
yours
no.
is
Yeah.
yours is the analog power valve, right?
Yep.
The way to wake that bike up is by playing with that power valve.
Yeah.
You would be amazed. Number one, I always tell people to make sure that it's free and it opens all the way up. It actually opens the exhaust port wide open. And that can be done with the pipe off and just by manually pulling on the, forcing the valve to open up and make sure that when it tops out, it's topped out all the way where it's supposed to be. Just power valve height. That's super, super helpful. But then play with that, just you can wedge a flat blade screwdriver in there, or Enduro Engineering makes a really nice tool that you just kind of get in there and try it, one turn in from where it's at, and one more turn, and to go both directions, because one will kind of sluggish it up, but it also makes it hit harder, and then another one will wake it up, but then it makes it flat. So it's kind of you got to kind of play around with it, and it's not going to hurt anything. Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's a great bike. Other than the jetting, it will kind of affect the jetting a little bit. The fuel injection. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been fun. It's a new new adventure, and it's been fun, playing around with it. So as time goes on, hopefully I'll have this thing dialed in the next couple months. I'm gonna go out with the guys over at Carl Cycle. We're gonna try one of their new heads, and we're gonna try a couple other things. They got some other options for engine performance. So yeah, it should be good. Like I said, it's been fun trying to mess around with it. Yeah. So yeah, those guys at Carl Cycle, and by the way, shout out to the OMC track down there. We donated a school to them when they did their raffle to get all their drainage stuff done so they could stay open. I want to go up there and ride and do a school pretty soon. So hopefully we can put that together. Hey Matt, how close are we to Roost or Endo?
Whenever we want it to be.
Let's go ahead and start hitting this.
Okay.
We have a whole bunch of Cove video questions. I'm gonna probably might have to hold these for the next time. We'll do a whole show.
Yeah, yeah.
On Cove.
We've had a lot of Cove stuff, so I understand if we want to hold off on some more Cove stuff. So
Cove.
go ahead.
What's that? You're looking for one?
No, I just want to know how you pronounce that.
Cove.
Cove.
I thought it was Cove. I'm pretty sure. I heard it from the dealer.
Right.
Cove. Yeah.
I
don't know if I ever heard Gary actually say it, but I know from the dealer he was saying Cove.
Okay,
so let's go into Roost or Endo here. So thanks again for everyone for sending in your submissions. And here we go.
So this is brought to you by Taco Moto. That's tacomoto.co. If you are looking for some stuff, you need to go to tacomoto.co, and they have your stuff. Mm-hmm. Whatever that stuff is. Even if it's an ECU, even if I've tried to scare away from ECU, Taco Moto has ECUs. They have custom tunes. They have really good support. They can answer your questions. This guy probably needs an ECU.
Okay, so this one is going to be from Jennifer Zimmerman.
Oh, sorry. This guy?
Yeah, this girl.
We can do that these days.
Hey, Jimmy and the boys. I took this pic in the Washington
she called
GDR.
us boys.
Yeah. I took this picture in the Washington BDR in June. I just live over the border in British Columbia. The Westa Cunides. I don't know.
Right.
Here's my 2020 KTM 390 Adventure. Love this bike. Hadn't made a whole lot of mods, but here's the short list: KTM hard parts skid plate, KTM hard parts saddlebag brackets, Tusk soft saddlebags, seat concept seat, Tusk heated seat pad, Oxford heated grips, Kenda big blocks based off Jimmy's recommendation.
Yes,
14
sir.
tooth front sprocket, aluminum rear sprocket, and gold DID chain for the bling, because a girl's got to be styling. Suspension resprung and revalved for a 5'2", 135-pound gal who likes to ride it like she stole it, plus some dents on the exhaust and tip-over bars for riding up the mountains. Keep up the great work. Really enjoy what you guys are doing.
Did she say foot pegs?
Not that I
She didn't list them.
saw.
She's got the gold foot pegs on that thing.
Yeah, I
Hey,
didn't see them.
are you guys able to see the bikes?
I can see.
Yep.
Yep, good. The foot pegs, that's a good mod on that bike, by the way. Really smart mod. I'm liking that. That thing looks. I got 2 of those in the garage. It looks. I like that color combo better.
Oh, she's in the chat. I did put on foot pegs.
Yeah, those are some foot pegs. That lets you handle that bike a little bit better. That's awesome. I'm not a big tank bag fan. If you heard my little rant in the beginning of the show, I don't like where the tank bags like to touch me when I stand up. But I'm thinking this is a pretty sweet Chariot. It looks like it's in a nice place to go riding. It's some well thought out mods, especially I guess if you're from Canada, you have to heat your butt up. Mm-hmm. And so that's like we have the Seat Concepts hot seat hotline, which Victor and
Jason are on.
Yeah. Pretty good. Any comments on this bike, guys?
I like it. It's out on the trail, so that's the most important thing about it.
Yeah.
No, I dig it. She's out there, making it happen out on the trail. The tank bag's a little bit big. I don't know. That thing's pretty large.
It's a small bike, so the tank bag actually looks, makes it looks big. But I'm
front
going
fender.
full.
They need the front fender extender kit so that if you get into muddy situations, that front wheel doesn't lock up. That's the only thing I can see. But other than that, like, it's a Roost for me, man.
I'm gonna say the mirrors Endo. She needs some double take mirrors, but the bike Roosts. Bike totally Roosts. Okay, you're
nice
a triple
Roost, man.
Roost, Jen. That's a good one. Thanks for sending it. What's our next one, Matt?
Okay, so Brendan Springer Davis. So this is I think the third or fourth bike he's ever submitted.
Okay,
so he's got a lot of bikes. So this is a 2019 KTM 790 Adventure R. Seat concepts that arrived promptly after a Jimmy shout out, and that's pretty much all he listed.
He's got a big tank bag too.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what was his name?
With the tank bags?
This is Brendan Springer Davis.
Okay, he's not related to Jen because he looks like he's got the bigger version. He's like his bike wants to be the KTM 390 that she had. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
he's got gold foot. Yeah, he's got a backpack strapped onto his thing. He's got gold foot pegs too. Mm-hmm. Fasst Company makes some really nice foot pegs for bikes like this. Yeah, the impact foot pegs that have vibration dampening.
He's got the Chibby's wraparound handguards.
Right.
What about the seat?
That's a good ad. He's got the good seat concept seat. That's nice. He does have the stock mirrors again. I don't know, people, if you want to, those mirrors would work good in the bathroom for shaving the back of your neck like I have to do. Get some double takes if you want to work on seeing what's behind you. So this bike is it's green. There's a lot of greenery around this. It's in the bushes. Quick list. Did this come in just this afternoon?
No, this one was from last week.
It was submitted from last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason, what do you got?
I mean, it looks like he's on an adventure, right? I would hope he didn't just pull off the side of the road and put it in the weeds.
Nice, clean.
Yeah.
He just between the last photo and this one, he took your advice on the high fender.
Yeah, so the high fender is a plus. The seat concepts is a must have. He has some good tires. Other than the mirrors, like you said, and the backpack on the tank, it looks like he's going on an adventure.
he's got to put all the stuff in the tank because he's not running any of the saddlebags. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a Roost.
It's a Roost. It's a nice bike.
Roost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's roosting.
Yeah, Victor, he doesn't have to mess around with a temperature sensor someplace underneath the gas tank.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So second Roost tonight. We're being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not even asking Matt's opinion. Like, where did you go?
It's okay. But no one really cares about my opinion anyway.
This is true.
Yeah. I know my place. All right. So this next one up is going to be from James.
This is an Adventure Bike Weekly.
Yeah. So this is a 2018 KTM 1090R with flex bars and guards, double take mirrors, Scott stabilizers, BRP mount, Baja Designs lights, seat concept seat, Fastco foot pegs, Tour Tech racks, Wolfman
This
bags.
bike looks like
Camel
it
AT.
looks like my bike, and I know the guy that owns it.
Yeah, Camel ADV auxiliary fuel tank, Kenta big blocks, and a Climb Badlands jacket. That's what it was.
Right. This is a twin of my KTM, with the exception of I believe the skid plate is the only thing that's different on this one versus mine. Jim is one of our instructors at our class. I started looking at that.
Where
and
are the mirrors
Is
at?
that where the mirrors at? They're folded down. He's got the super solid double takes that he forgot to mention, right? Did he mention the double takes?
Let me
Interesting.
see. I think he might have failed to mention that.
Bzz, penalty box.
Nope, right. Double take mirrors.
Oh, he
right
did.
There.
Oh,
yeah,
he did.
it was super early in the submission, so I forgot
Okay.
about it already.
Is that the Virgin River or is that the Colorado River? Virgin River Gorge. Can't tell.
That's a really nice place.
Chris B says the rear plate carrier was clean. Oh, so he's claiming that the last photo, the rear license plate carrier was clean, which meant that he actually just rode it off the road.
Oh, it's squeaky clean. Actually, I went back and looked at the picture.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, if this bike doesn't roost, Jim's bike here doesn't roost. He threw it in as James too, huh? He's trying to disguise his name and everything. Yeah. So if James's bike doesn't roost, mine is equally as bad. So I'm going to have to say he doesn't. So I have W wheels on mine. I have a nice set of W wheels with slightly narrower rims. What else have I done to mine that's different than this? I don't think. Does he have a tall seat or does he have a normal seat? I think he has the normal seat concept seat. I have the tall one.
It's not specified.
Yeah.
Are those skid
this
plates
is definitely-
stock?
Skid plate's the hard parts one. And on that bike, you definitely want to have a good skid plate on. I have a Tour Tech on one of mine, and then I have a Black Dog Cycle Works on the other. And the Tour Tech one is a little bit more like this, where you don't really want to smash it, but the Black Dog one, you could use it to break rocks and smash logs if you want. But yeah, this bike roosts in my world too.
It roosts as a bike.
It
Awesome.
roosts too. Hey, Victor, if that Honda's causing you some problems, you want to buy one of these. I know a guy has one.
My buddy has a 690, and I'm really tempted, man. Believe me. Yeah.
No, don't go down that. That's a horrible bike. Don't even go there.
You said 690.
Yeah.
Okay,
what-
that view, that's definitely the best view. He has
Best-
all the right parts. That last one is good. That's a Rooster.
It's a Roost. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so up next is going to be a Joshua Boot, a.k.a. Horace Turner from earlier in the chat.
Oh, okay.
2018 FC250. The engine has a Cylinder Works 270 big bore kit, decked head, ported and polished, hot cam stage 2 cams, Vortex ignition
Okay,
pro cam by Twisted Development.
Hold on right now.
I think we discovered why he thinks the
Yeah.
other bike is a...
Yeah. Now we're wondering why your 350 dual sport bike is anemic. You have a picture of the problem right here. Your 250 that's now a 270 with all this tuning done to it. Yeah, it's going to blow the doors off. It's going to have the torque of a 350. That's why you make them into 270s. It always comes around, doesn't it, Matt?
Yeah, we solved the problem.
Was he baiting the hook for us earlier or what?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, keep going.
Recluse Radius CX auto clutch, FMF full system, 2-stroke air filter cage, 1352 gearing. And the chassis features cone valve forks and X-Track shock, devolve adjustable link installed after the photos were taken. Wheels and clamps are from a newer factory 450 edition. 450 factory edition. Custom valve stems, Honda steering stabilizer and ride engineering mount, Works connection hole shot device, a Cherby skid plate and frame guards, Guts Velcro seat, powdered coated swing arm, oversized front brake disc from one of Alex Ray's old Huskies, Carex Carepax pegs, 10 millimeters back, 5 millimeters down, and you can see my Honda Foreman and Husky FE350 in the background. Oh, Honda Foreman / Husky
350. Well, what's the other bike in the background?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what?
It's also got numbers on it. So
hey, for the custom valve stems and the listing of it, it's like this.
Hey, do those valve stems light up? Do they have lights on them?
For an emergency.
I had some that were like these mushroom shaped ones, and when the bike spun, they were LEDs and they lit up. We used to stick them on a couple bikes of the Dirt Rider 24-hour back in the day. Yeah, this just for the valve stems alone, that bike that'd be a fun bike to ride. I mean, I always liked the big bore 250Fs and stuff. So yeah, now I understand the problem a little bit better. What are we thinking, guys?
It has all the bells and jangles in this thing, man. This is great.
So you're saying it roosts?
Yeah, oh yeah, it does. I like it.
Yeah,
That's
this bike has all the bells and whistles. Like it literally is the ultimate 250. So I just wish it was at the track instead of in his backyard.
On a stand in front of his Honda Foreman.
He just chimed in on the chat as well. Look at those valve stems.
Hey, I tell you what, that valve stem reminds me of a dog when it's shimmying up and down on my leg, if you know what I mean. So got to be careful when you start pointing out the obvious here.
You don't want to get run over by that tire, man.
Yeah. So Horace, you're now we seem to understand your problem a little bit better. Yes, that bike will make your 350 feel a little bit anemic, but I promise you, actually, someday you should do this. You should get you and your buddy. You should go out there and find someplace where it's a dirt road, a nice smooth dirt road where you can put the bikes in third gear, and you go 1, 2, 3, and when you say 3, you both whack the throttle wide open and roll it on. And I want you to see which one's faster. I want you to see which one, and just make sure when you whack the throttle on, you turn it all the way on and just hold it there, and you hold them till they hit the rev limiter. And if it seems like the gear ratios are off, but I remember the gear ratio. No, somebody else gave us gear ratios on his. Did he give us the gear ratios on? No, I think he gave us.
No, he said it gear ratio on the other one too, but this one's
gear ratios. Yeah,
too, yeah.
I think they'll be kind of even, and you'll be impressed on which one is faster and which one is slower. But
and
bike Roost, he needs a dual front disc brake. What?
It's a Roost.
It has So the other picture in the background, Horace, is also a 250. I think it almost looks like a Suzuki, doesn't it? The one in the back corner, kind of right off the front number plate.
No, it still looks like a Husky to me.
It does.
Yeah, the way that fender is shaped, the rear fender shaped, it looks a lot like the rear fender shape on this one.
Yeah, could be.
I can see the Husky thing on the back below the 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so Husky.
I think he's just feeling the open exhaust and the ability for it to kind of like have pop or snap where the other bike is smooth and tractable. So I'm gonna go with a Roost on this as well. Everybody else, we all in agreement?
Oh yeah, that's a nice bike.
Yeah. Now, by the way, all of these.
Does he want to sell his 350?
Does he want his stock 350? By the way, thanks to all of our Rooster Endo submissions. You guys are driving me to drinking. And by the way, tonight it's Don Cayo.
Don Cayo. Huh?
Extra Anejo. Yeah, you can't get this in the States here, Victor. This is something you're going to have to export back up here for me. In the back of the truck, stuffed underneath the pigs. So, okay, next.
Okay, so last submission for the night is going to be from a John Ecker, which I forgot to do that. Here we go. A John Ecker.
Winner, Yamaha. By the way, this show is brought to you by Yamaha, bringing
Give me a
you
big picture.
fine YZ, FX, and WR motorcycles.
There we go.
If you're looking to win every time you go out and ride, you probably want to be on a Yamaha. And the best thing about that is what do you do? Shake the photo around?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're on a YZ or FX, it comes with that super awesome power tuner. And I put a competition ECU on our WR, and I turned that thing into a fire breather, and then I pushed the button, and I turned it into an awesome trail machine. One button push and few minutes on my little app, and I've got the perfect bike. Kind of like what Jason is trying to do with that KTM, but he seems to be having problems with all the spooge. I don't have this.
This is too clean, man.
This is too clean. Well, I guess he took the picture in the shop. The only thing he didn't do was have his wife draped over the top of it. Let's go, Matt. What do we got?
2018 YZ250. Tune the carb, set the suspension, and add some hand guards, and it's a perfect bike.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Maybe he should do our Yamaha reads, right?
Yeah.
He's got some graphics on it, right?
Yeah.
Some numbers.
I would say that's the restyle kit, but that look came stock on the 2018s, didn't it?
Yeah, I think that's when they started upgrading them, and they look so much better. My bike, and I guess it's probably because I actually spray painted my numbers on my bike, my 125. That looks nice. That's a nice bike. But due to the, I wonder if you could come over and do some construction projects there. He looks like he's got a couple tools and some plywood laying around in the back. But that's all you have to do to your Yamaha to make it awesome, is just leave it stock, and it rips. Jason, this guy, I don't see any spooge coming out of his muffler either. Imagine that.
There's no spooge. You know what? Like the Yamaha, the Yamaha YZ250. Honestly, like the stock YZ250 is probably one of the most fun bikes. Like it has incredible power, amazing suspension. Like there's really no need to put a bunch of parts on that bike for sure.
Yeah. If it's there's bikes like this in all different kinds of segments. There's certain bikes that just stand out as something you can just buy and ride. And I actually, when a lot of times when I'm like, just cruising the used thing, if I see like a stock Yamaha YZ125 come up, the first thing I do is look at the price, and if it's reasonable, I'm like, oh yeah, I think I want to buy this. But this is one of those bikes that's just a really good bike. I'm gonna go. Everything about this bike is good except for the photo. I like the bike, but I probably should stay away from picking on the photo. But then I don't want it to be a 5 for 5. I don't want it to be easy on the Roost. So I'm going to let everybody else vote first. Victor?
I would say Roost only. What about that brake disc protection on the back? Is that stock from those bikes? I don't know anything about Yamaha, though. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, no, they come with a little stock thing. The only other thing I'm looking at is kind of at the rear muffler. The only muffler. The muffler, it looks like I think that's just the number plate, the trimming of the number plate. It almost looks like there's some sort of a protector or something on there, but
kind of squarey, huh?
Yeah, the stock ones are actually pretty long. Was it YZ250X on this one? It was the YZ250. Yeah, if he put hand guards on it, he should have got the X. And speaking of power valves, Jason, the biggest difference between those two bikes, John says his muffler is stock. The one thing they changed between the YZ250 and the YZ250X is the ramp of the power valve, and it's amazing how much of a difference that makes in just the kind of the character of the power delivery, where it still has that really good snap, but the way it kind of delivers it, and it kind of when that power valve starts opening. It just torques. It seems like it torques for a little bit longer, and then waits a little bit longer before it really starts ripping up on top.
So, interesting.
Yeah, I will go but you can do that with your power valve adjuster spring. It'll allow these kind of changes. And that's really the one thing that the KTM it's such an advantage. I'm going to go Roost. What do you think, Jason?
You know, I think he could have taken it outside, you know, and gave a little bit.
You're going to make me switch
background, right?
Right.
But the fact that he has that YZ250 in his garage and he's keeping it stock because stock is the best in that platform. I mean, I'm going to Roost it.
Okay.
I'm feeling generous tonight, but next time he sends something in, like let's get a little spicy on the photo.
Yeah. Okay. Agreed. Now we always give them crap because like we were asking at the beginning of the show, we were asking for photos because we just didn't have any submissions this week. It was a little bit low, but I mean, what are you going to run outside and it's like it's 7:00, it's dark some places. You're not going to be able to get your wife all spiffied up to hang all over your bike, you know, all that kind of stuff. Wife, girlfriend,
can't do that here in LA.
Yeah. Well, you get shot.
You get robbed. Yeah.
Rob,
well, he
said he has a follow-up pic for me.
Okay, he's got a picture from the ride. Yeah, it was hard.
He could
to
have had
find
his
the photo,
wife
but
take a picture of him on the bike, right? Like switch it up a little bit.
Right. Well, you know, it depends on what you're looking at there, Jason. So, okay. Well,
there we go. Here's the.
He already sent it in. Yeah, he's using that thing.
Yeah, there we go.
I almost like that better because he doesn't have anything on the bike that we need to see.
Yeah.
Except he used the crap out of that thing. That's good.
Yeah, that's
even
dirt
a better
makes me want
Roost.
to ride. Where's that dirt?
I know.
I want to ride that dirt.
Hold on.
Let me guess.
I think he included it.
I'm gonna guess, and I'm gonna go. Oh boy, I want to say. I know a
Hysteria?
comment popped up, and I don't even want to look at it. No, hysteria. No. This is like.
I have the answer.
I want to say it's like Tennessee or Oklahoma.
I was gonna say
Someplace
Oklahoma
down-
or Texas. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you have any other guests? Or sorry, Victor, do you have a guess?
Victor, where's he from? Victor said Hesperia. Victor doesn't get out. It's either Southern California or Mexico.
Got it.
There's only two places in the world.
Dude, they're charging
Correct
15,000
answer
to
is Savannah,
jump.
Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia. Oh, yeah, the giant red clay. Should have known.
Yeah.
I didn't go deep south enough. Yeah,
sweet
the
bike.
bike's got the crunk in it. Okay, everybody.
And this answers my issue with this bike was it was looking so clean. I wasn't seeing any evidence of it being ridden.
Oh no, I could tell it had been ridden from the photo. There's a different kind of shine because he looks like he used a lot of he took it a while to clean it and put some of the shiny stuff on it, the silicone sprays and stuff. Yeah, Georgia clay, baby. Oh boy, that stuff is slippery. Ask my wife about that stuff. She rode a GNCC and all the locals pointed her right into the middle of a mud hole. And then her bike just it was stuck. Okay. Yeah, time to pick a winner. I was sure a little while ago, and now I'm waffling a little bit, but I'm going to turn it out to the peanut gallery. First, Victor, what are you saying?
I like the older one, the one with all the bells and whistles, man. That's a really nice bike, and he put a lot of money into that thing, and it looks like it gets ridden a lot. But
his Husky,
The one from Joshua.
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Joshua Boot, this one.
That's a nice bike.
I mean, and I promise you that he's going to take that money and go to Taco Moto and start talking ECUs for that 350. So that would be a nice logical one. Jason?
I've been going back and forth, but I'm still digging the 390, right?
Oh, really? Oh, the first one.
Yeah, like she was out there, right? Like she's riding that bike and she's out there and she's doing it and
right.
adding all the bells and the whistles and right, like look at that, like the clouds. You got the green.
Yeah, it's a super solid bike.
Right.
I want to ride there too. I don't want to ride. So I'm going to start breaking it out. I don't want to ride in front of the skid pad that's the front approach of the garage that the Husky's on, and I don't want to ride in the garage, even though it looks like he had fun riding with his bike in Georgia Clay. I like all the mods of the Husky. We can't give it to Jim. That's insider trading.
Yeah, he did say it was Grand Canyon, by the way. Tall seat.
It was a Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Oh, tall seat in Grand Canyon. So yeah. Can't give it to Jim, so he's automatically disqualified. Who submitted more than one bike? That was the second bike, correct?
Yes, Brendan Springer Davis has submitted numerous bikes.
Brendan's going to get. Oh, but he's not won yet.
I think he might have won a while ago.
Okay, yeah, he's disqualified.
His fender was clean.
His fender was clean, but it was a nice photo. You got it in the flowers and everything like that. I'm really torn between the three bikes that we're discussing now, especially this one.
Yeah.
Yep, Victor, can we sway your opinion a little bit? Can we get you on board with the KTM 390?
Well, it's a better picture. It's not in top of the septic tank like the other one, but yeah.
And so this is Brenda's bike? No.
Yep.
What's her name? Brenda?
This is Jennifer.
Jennifer, yeah.
Jennifer.
Yeah, names elude me. They're all the same.
She can use the money to buy the the fender extender kit, so she doesn't get mud in her front tire, or get a smaller tank bag.
She'd almost have to go to Rottweiler to do that. It's like kind of a different, but yeah, I'm sure there's some stuff at Taco Moto. I like the fact that she said she used the Kenda big blocks because of something I said, which is really good. And I'm always picking on Canadians. Like I really kept my mouth shut because I already said what dude's bike was this or something like that. So I'm feeling a little remorse here, and I'm gonna give it to Jennifer. I think Jennifer I decided that's
good choice.
That's a good bike, and we're always picking dirt bikes all the time, and I like our adventure riding friends. I think that's I think her bike is super solid and well put together. Give it to the Canadian. It's worth 120.
It's the Canadian, eh?
Yeah. So, anyways, don't blind your eyes when you come out from underground. When you come outside to actually get the check, be very careful about this. But man, I bet you the weather's really nice up there now when it's 130 degrees down here in the desert.
Well, they got a bunch of fires up there, so they're all smoked out.
That's right. Yeah. It's the other side of the world. How does that happen? Someplace where it seems like it's so wet. So anyways, thank you everybody for joining in with the Rooster Endo segment. This is brought to you by Taco Moto, and of course all of our other sponsors allow us to be here. So don't forget Double Take Mirrors, Bulletproof Design, Seat Concepts, Fasst Company, Trail Tech, DDC, Climb, Scott Sports. I need to talk to Knowles. I might need some tear-offs for my getting roosted this weekend at Washougal. Of course, Taco Moto and Yamaha. So thanks for all of them. Hey, thank you, Victor and Jason, for joining in.
Anytime.
Victor, get back to us with that question. If this solves the problem, I'm going to
try because, man, it's annoying. Really, it is annoying.
Yeah, and Jason, awesome to have you on the show. It's been a little while. I might contact you here when I might be rolling through Idaho on my way home.
Yeah, please do.
Not really sure.
Please do. So, hit me up. I'm going to San Diego on Friday. I'll be home on Sunday night. But if you want to stop in next week, I got a room upstairs for you. You can more than.
I'll be rolling my motorhome. I'm like living in luxury in that thing. So I'll be all good. But yeah, it's just a matter of yanking someone out to go on the trails. So we'll keep in touch with you guys. Thanks to everybody. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, share it with a friend. If you have questions or comments, Asherito is going to call in next week. Good job on doing your homework, buddy. Learn that math. It helped Matt because he's going to need it. You ought to see Matt with a couple wrenches in his hand. It's literally, it's horrifying.
There's a reason why I didn't study mechanics.
Because you didn't want to break things?
No, I did not.
So, but yeah, share it with a friend. Leave your comments, questions, concerns in the comments, and let our sponsors know that we're doing a good job here. I mean, even if we're not. And by show 200, we're going to have a better format with a new segment. So if you think that you can make this show better, send us an email. Let us know. We'd like you to help us as much. Oh, product of the week. Forgot about this.
Yeah.
So this is this little thing. So I'm holding up basically it's a tube with a pin in it that if I pull this pin out, which has a Velcro strap on it, so you can strap it to things, but pull the pin out there. Now all of a sudden this comes out and extends. So I have this is the dealy bob. So if you have your bike on the kickstand on one side, you can take it and then you can figure out the height. You kind of guess on the height a little bit. You go ahead and put the pin back in and go like this and push it back in. The pin is pretty stout like that. And now you hook this onto underneath the foot peg or a hole in the skid plate or something, and that holds your bike up. And depending on whether you're doing front bias or rear bias, it will hold the front wheel or the rear wheel off the ground, and you can do a tire change. So this was the tool I was talking about. I think I got it from, go to cyclepump.com. And I believe that'll take you to a website that may or may not get you to where this thing is. But there's a few people that make these. They're out there and available. But this is what I carry around when you ask how I change my tire out in the trail. But I like running good quality tubes and good quality tires so we don't have that problem. Right, Matt?
Right.
So with that, everybody, thank you for joining in. And we will see you out in the trail. So cheers, everybody.